Hi. Okay, I was gonna make a video on Lake River. It goes from Vancouver Lake to Ridgefield. It's like 17 kilometers, and it says it was natural, not dug. It's equidistant and kind of where it shouldn't really be. So I think it was dug, not natural. But I found some other anomalies I was reminded of when I was looking over Google Earth here. So let me start here. I'll just, because that other video would be longer, so let me just address this one. I've been meaning to for a while. It shouldn't be a long video, but this is Skyview High School. I actually worked when they built it. Mike Ritson and I laid the rebar in the tennis courts here. That was the first job I did, as doing rebar a long time ago. So what I noticed here on Google Earth now was, well, Skyview is not, it doesn't stand out quite so much on Skyview here. Okay, but you notice the pointy shapes of everything, right? And then, so we can go down the road a little ways, and we'll get to Alki Middle School, and it's definitely got some pyramid action going on up on the roof. You can't see that from the road either. This thing here blocks it, so you don't see that there's a pyramid up on the school as you drive by. And then the same thing with Chinook Elementary, and from above it looks like a cross with a pyramid in the middle, right? That's kind of strange. Must be a generator. And here, pyramid in the middle. And it's kind of a cross as well. But that's not what I wanted to show. Check this out. Okay, let me go to drop the man here. Now, I didn't know that the church here had this as well, but they do. So, back this way a little bit. Right there. Okay. If you look, it's got like a Starfort point on their sign in front of the church here, right? Okay, so, it's only in this road that I've noticed it here in town too. Let's go down the street a little ways, back to Chinook Elementary. There it is. Sure I didn't go by it here. I think I did. Bless you, Jerry. Oh, no, okay. Should I just start this video over? No, damn it, no. No further. Okay. Oh, I did go past. Okay, so here's Alki Middle School. If you notice their sign, it's got the Starfort thing on it, right? And of course, the buildings are kind of like that too. The shape of the buildings, the pyramids and points. Only these schools are like this in Vancouver that I've noticed have, the Starfort shape points on them. Yeah, let's go down back. I went by the one in Chinook. There it is. And you see Starfort shape on the buildings themselves with pyramids on top. And of course, the sign at the Skyview is also like that down here too. Okay, come on. Skyview. Is that the main sign? there it is. Okay. Took me a minute. Skyview, same thing. Starfort points all at these schools and the church. And I haven't found a Starfort here. I've been looking, thinking, was there one? Uh, no, I haven't seen one. There's a whole lot of fields and stuff, parks right here, though. And Salmon Creek right here, close by. Now, I wonder if I should just go to the lake road now. Okay, may as well. Notice how quite equidistant Salmon Creek is. It runs through this wetland that clearly used to be very wide of a waterway. Then to the wastewater treatment. Oh, the wastewater treatment plant is also the same. That's right. I went there once on work crew, and I remember it had the kind of those Starfort things, the same colored roofs. Okay. Yeah. So this goes down and connects into Lake River. This is the Columbia right here. Notice I got quarry. So let me go over here then. We'll just do the Lake River thing now. Here's Vancouver Lake, right? Very shallow lake. When it's water's, you can literally walk across it almost completely. It gets up to your neck or so, but it's not much deeper than that in the summer. All right. Now, right here is where the Willamette and the Columbia meet. So we got the Y right here. And let's see how far up over here. There is a Starfort piece right here at the Bybee Wetlands. I know of this thanks to Michelle Gibson. She found this. I was like, wow, that's right by where I live. And this area looks like just destruction, like it got splatted or something. I'm not even going to get into the Delta Park area. So, but I just wanted to show, okay, so there was a Starfort piece right here. I mean, this is an embankment, and the buildings are much newer, but this is clearly pointed out that looks kind of pointy right there, actually, too. But, so that's the closest Starfort piece that I can find. But okay, so we go over here. All this kind of stuff that's on the Washington side is also on the Oregon side, the same type of topography. Okay, and there's the Kaiser down there, of course, too. Anyway, if you look at the Columbia River here, you can probably see it on here too, right? Like, it's built up sandbar right there to keep the water from just flowing in there. I mean, if this was dredged out right there, the Columbia would just flow into this pathway. It's blocked here, and then they blocked it here. But you can tell it used to go through, right? A long time ago. So, across Vancouver Lake, I lived down here for a while on a boat on Lake River, and there's a massive tidal surge that goes back and forth from the Columbia. But let's see here. Okay, when I lived on the boat, the Philida moorage is owned by a group of policemen, is what I've heard. And the police, a lot of them on their days off, and their patrols or whatever, would come down here and they'd get on their boats with a whole bunch of guns. And they'd go out here and they'd target practice or something out here like all night long on a full moon nights, firing their guns. Like, I don't know what they were doing, long range or something, because you'd hear a shot and then you'd hear a bunch of people cheer and yell and stuff, like they hit the target or something. And that's what I think, and that's kind of what it sounded like, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm diverging here. Okay, so wrong corner. Where am I? Back it up. Really? Okay. Columbia. There we go. Okay. I was pointing the wrong direction. Vancouver Lake. This is Lake River. Now, I asked it, when was Lake River dug? It says, Lake River was not dug, but was a natural waterway that has undergone improvements over time. Early explorations noted the natural passage, and a significant modern dredging project was completed in the 80s as a part of a larger effort to improve connection. There's also wetlands areas all along it, which are well known, cover up the old world areas, water, wetlands. They say it's a natural waterway. Somewhere back, what did it say there? Anyway, they said it's a natural waterway from as far back as 1838 to 42. U.S. exploring expedition, whatever that was. So they say this is natural. Does this look natural? It also goes along the train tracks the whole way. This is where I lived on the boat. I doubt that it's on this picture though, because it was a long time ago. But moored like right here. That's where it was. So check this out. This is Lake River. I measured it. It comes out to about 17 kilometers, which is what, about 12 miles, 14 miles or something. You can see how equidistant and it was dredged, right? They said this was a natural waterway, and then they dredged it. And this is a very 17 miles of natural waterway just up here, away from the Columbia River. And this is clearly was made to there. It occurred to me that if the Columbia was allowed to feed back into here, if the houses weren't a worry, and this was filled up a little more, it would backfill Salmon Creek up here, and this would be a navigable waterway up into here, probably back up the whole area. And Lake River would definitely be a viable route. I mean, it is now. You could boat up and down this thing. Okay, so here's the other aspect of this too. That's right. Where am I? Okay, there's a lot of sand and gravel pits and quarries down here. There's another one I didn't have labeled, but it's right in there somewhere. A lot of industrial stuff here. Okay, there's a power generation plant. Looks like they have a track there. Okay, so a lot of farming stuff too. Oh, I also think there's a canal system like in the inside here that's been filled. Yeah, it looks like a canal like through this stretch right there. Okay, so there's this piece coming in there. Lost my where'd Lake River go? Oh. So quarries. That's what I diverged upon there. Okay, here's one right here. Sand and gravel quarry. There she be, right a little ways from the lake, right? Let's continue along the Lake River here and the Columbia. Here's Lake River. Everything kind of looks splatted too. We got sand and gravel pit, quarry. Yeah, a whole lot of rock breaking going on around this area. Okay, and there's also all these little lakes along here too. Like somehow Lake River just happened to be a natural waterway right along here and leave this little piece of dirt there. And Post Office Lake. Some interesting looking ground there. Okay, so continue along Lake River. Probably gone 10 miles so far. Oh yeah, the wildlife area at Ridgefield. Of course. No. And Lake River finally merges back. What's this little waterway here? Bachelor Island Slough. Okay, so there's a second little waterways. Chancellor Point. Oh, no, Bachelor Point. Sorry. Bachelor Point. This is the wildlife area, wildlife refuge. It looks kind of splatted too. But here's where it connects back into the Columbia, right? That seems like an awfully lot of very equidistant waterway for being natural. I don't think that nature does things in that like that. You know, sure they did say they dredged it, but they're trying to say it was already there because they have to say it was already there because um, digging this, back when it was back in the 1800s would have been difficult, given the technologies and abilities they had at that time. Big 16, 17 kilometers of this channel that just happens to connect to Vancouver Island or Vancouver Lake, which just happens to have this. At a later time, this cut into it, which clearly was a passage into the lake, obviously. And I was looking at this is when I remembered the Starfort points on the schools. It's let's see here. Man, I was trying to see my whole list of. Oh yeah, here it is. Quarry. What do I got for destruction here? Let's see what it looks like. Fly to it. Okay. Where am I? Scappoose Bay. I'm not too far away. I'm on the Oregon side. There's some strange stuff along the Columbia and the Oregon side too. Wow. But anyway, get off track here. Okay, so there's my video. I better just end it there before it gets too much longer. Was that an equidistant waterway for 17 miles? It just happens to be there. And, oh, it's a natural. Yeah, it's all natural. Yet, there's no way. No way that this thing it was just a natural 17 miles of navigable water that just happens to come way inland. I think it used to have more water in it. They would maybe take a ship across Vancouver Lake or enter farther down the Columbia and offload their ships at places along this, so they were further inland, right? They weren't at the edge of the Columbia. It's a lot easier to deal with the shore on a very small waterway like this than it is on the big Columbia River. The Columbia River is a big river. It can be choppy. And the quarries around here just go on and on and on. Lewis River kind of has the same thing going on as Lake River, although the Lewis is a little bigger. But if you look at its snaky pattern in Horseshoe Lake, this was what was here at Horseshoe Lake prior to whatever. This wouldn't be. It was like a moat. It kind of looks like it would have been a moat. And they put an airport right here, which is now defunct, but for a long time this was the airport. right there next to Horseshoe Lake. Um, so there's a lot of these waterways around here. This is one of the places I go to a lot. Up here on Paradise Point sometimes. At the East Fork of the Lewis River, there's a big rock quarry up here. I mean, a really big one. It's been there for a long time, and it's busy, quite busy. It's like, let's go up and take a look at it. Might as well. I guess I don't need to end it quite yet, but we'll have some. You notice the shape, equidistant, and there is a huge variety of rocks in this East Fork of the Lewis River as well. Like variety of kinds of rocks, just what they're made out of, and textures and whole nine, and little bricklet pieces here and there too. This area up here, Daybreak Park area, is where I go to most often. And the ground there's big holes all over the ground around here, like it was excavated or something, and then left. I mean, there's no explanation really for it. But, okay, let me get my bearings here. I didn't even know there was an an airport. Okay, I'm not up to it yet. Okay, so up East Fork of Lewis. This is where the quarry is. You can't see any of it from the roads either. And look at these ponds that are filled in. This means they quarried here, and then they filled it in with water, and they quarried here, and they filled it in with water, they quarried here, and they filled it in, they quarried here, they filled it in, they quarried here. This is how long they've been pulling rock out of here? I don't know. Where are they getting this rock is what I don't know. I think there might have been a giant castle complex here or something, honestly. And they've been destroying it, so that's why there's quarries all over around here and piles of rock and stuff. There's another little sand pit right there. This is the area where I usually go to Daybreak Park at, and it's all the woods here. It's like, yeah, there's holes, and there's outcroppings of rock and just strange stuff in the woods there. Weird creatures if you go there at night. They're making strange noises. Serious. And I didn't even know this other quarry was up here, but until I was looking on the Google Earth one day, going, well, what's up here where I don't get to go to very often, And I'm just tooling along, and let's see where we'll be here pretty soon. Oh, there it is. Another one. Yet another one. Big one. Been in production for a while. What's with this yellow water? What that's about. And, they've been quarrying a lot of rock from here, and the dump trucks are just, the other one at least, are going to and from it all day, every day. A whole lot of construction going on around here. Guess COVID didn't hurt the economy any, right? Oh, and they got an airport here as well. That's nice. You can never have too many airplanes flying slowly in circles over you at all times. What do we have here? Probably just someone's yard or another quarry. Kind of looks quarry-like. Maybe it's just a work area. So yeah, quarries all over around here, equidistant waterways that snake their way across. It's kind of weird. Well, this is a battleground lake. This is a crater. That's what they say. Volcanic crater. I think it is. Like a rock ridge all the way around it. Take a look there. there's a, I'm gonna have to go back here again, because last time I was here, I walked the path around, and there's like terraced levels in the trees of rock. It's like rock, possibly natural, possibly not. Very soon. So yeah, there's my video. Sorry, it's maybe a little more exciting, but I'm just trying to make something more normal here of what I would make before, because I've been a little stressed lately. A lot going on. Just trying to chill out, relax for a minute before I go up, see my dad, go up to the boat again. Got to get that thing done. But anyway, so there's the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.